everyone! Before we dive into today's lesson, we want you to think about this question. Have you ever said something to a guest in your home that made the situation incredibly awkward and you didn't even realize it until later? Drop your most embarrassing hosting moment in the comments below. We promise you're not alone.
Yeah, seriously, we want to hear your stories. And stick around, because today we're going to save you from some seriously cringeworthy mistakes that even native speakers make sometimes.
Hello, wonderful learners. I'm Sarah, and welcome back to Native Speakers.
And I'm Johnny. We're here to help you master real, everyday English, not the boring textbook stuff, but the actual conversations you'll have in real life.
Today's topic is super important because it's about something we all do, hosting guests at home. Whether it's your new neighbors, your boss, your in-laws, or friends from abroad, knowing what to say and what not to say can make or break the experience.
And trust me, we've both made some embarrassing mistakes over the years, so we're going to share those with you, laugh about them together, and make sure you don't repeat them.
So grab your notebook, hit that subscribe button, and let's get started.
All right, Sarah, let's paint a picture here. Imagine someone's guests over for the first time. The doorbell rings. What's the first major mistake people make?
Oh, this is a big one. Let me act it out. Axe door opening. Oh, you're here already? I wasn't expecting you so soon.
Cringes. Ouch. Okay, learners, why is this bad? Sarah, break it down.
So here's the thing. Even if your guests are early, saying you're here already or I wasn't expecting you so soon makes them feel like they've inconvenienced you. It immediately creates awkwardness because they'll think, oh no, we're bothering them.
Exactly. And here's the theoretical principle behind this. In English-speaking cultures, especially in North America and the UK, we have what's called positive politeness. This means we try to make people feel welcome and valued, even if something is inconvenient for us.
Right. So what should you say instead? Let's role play this properly. Johnny, ring my doorbell.
Ding dong.
Hey, come on in. It's so great to see you. Here, let me take your coat.
See the difference? Even if I showed up 20 minutes early, Sarah made me feel immediately welcome. She didn't mention the time at all.
And if you genuinely need a few more minutes, here's a better way. I'm so glad you're here. Come in, come in. I'm just finishing up in the kitchen, but make yourself comfortable in the living room. Can I get you something to drink?
Perfect, because now you've acknowledged them, welcomed them, and bought yourself a few minutes without making them feel bad.
Now let's talk about the next major mistake. And Johnny, you're guilty of this one.
Okay, I admit it. So picture this. My wife's parents came over for dinner last year. Her mom had made this elaborate dessert and brought it over. I opened the container, looked at it, and said, "Oh, you didn't have to do that."
And how did that go over?
Not well. My mother-in-law looked hurt. My wife kicked me under the table. It was a disaster.
Learners, here's why this is problematic. When someone brings you something, food, a gift, flowers, and you say you didn't have to do that, you're actually diminishing their gesture. In their mind, they hear, I don't really want this, or this wasn't necessary.
Even though that's not what you mean. In my head, I was trying to say, "You're so generous. This was extra work for you. I appreciate it." But the words came out all wrong.
This is a perfect example of pragmatic failure in language learning. Pragmatics is about understanding the social meaning behind words, not just the literal meaning. What you say and what you mean can be two totally different things.
So what should I have said, Sarah?
Let me show you. Act excited. Oh, wow, this looks incredible. Thank you so much for making this. I can't wait to try it. You're amazing.
See, now that makes someone feel appreciated. You're focusing on the positive, how good it looks, how excited you are, how talented they are.
Exactly. And here's a pro tip. If you want to acknowledge their effort without diminishing it, you can say something like, "You went to so much trouble. This is so thoughtful. Thank you." That recognizes their effort while celebrating it.
Brilliant. Okay, next embarrassing mistake. Sarah, have you ever had someone weirdly comment on your home?
Oh my gosh, yes. I had a colleague over once, and within 5 minutes of arriving, she said, Wow, your house is so much smaller than I expected.
Yikes!
Right? I didn't know what to say. And here's the thing, she probably didn't mean it as an insult. She might have been trying to say, your house is cozy, or you've used the space so well, but the way she phrased it was terrible.
This is crucial, learners. When you're a guest in someone's home, making negative comments about their space is a huge no-no. This includes saying things like, it's smaller than I thought, or why is it so dark in here, or don't you have air conditioning? I thought you'd have more modern furniture.
And surprisingly, even some positive comments can backfire, like saying, wow, this place must have cost a fortune, or you must be really rich.
Oh yeah, talking about money is generally awkward in English-speaking cultures. It's considered private information, and bringing it up, even to compliment someone, can make people super uncomfortable.
So what should you say? Let's practice some safe, genuinely nice compliments. Johnny, pretend you just walked into my home.
Looking around. Sarah, your home is so welcoming. I love what you've done with the space.
Thank you.
And this lighting is beautiful. It creates such a warm atmosphere.
See what he did there? He focused on specific things he genuinely liked. The warmth, the atmosphere, specific details. He wasn't comparing it to anything or making assumptions about my finances.
Here's another good one. You have such great taste. I love this color scheme. Or, your home feels so comfortable and lived in. It has real character.
Perfect. Now let's move to the dining table mistakes, because this is where things get really interesting.
Oh boy, food comments are a minefield.
Absolutely. So let's say you're hosting and you've made dinner. Your guest tries the food and says, "This is interesting. What's in this?"
Laughs. Interesting is the kiss of death. When someone calls food interesting, it usually means this is weird and I don't like it.
Exactly. It's one of those words that sounds neutral but carries negative connotation. Other dangerous food words are unique, often means strange. Different implies not good different. Adventurous suggests too weird for them.
So, if you're a guest and you genuinely don't like something, what do? Because honesty is important too, right?
Right, but there's a diplomatic way to handle it. Let's roleplay. I'm the host and you don't like my casserole.
I'm finding I'm not as hungry as I thought. This is lovely, but I might have a small portion.
Good. You didn't insult the food. You took the blame yourself by saying you're not hungry.
Or you could focus on something you do like. This salad is absolutely delicious. Did you make this dressing yourself?
Perfect redirection. Here's the principle. In polite conversation, we use something called face-saving strategies. This means we help people maintain their dignity and avoid embarrassment, even if we're honest about not liking something.
Now, flip side, what if you're the host and someone doesn't eat your food? Don't say things like, "Why aren't you eating? Don't you like it? What's wrong with it? You've barely touched your plate."
Because now you're putting them on the spot and making them uncomfortable. Instead, you could casually say, "Is everything okay? Can I get you something else?" Give them an easy out.
Or don't mention it at all. Some people are picky eaters, some have dietary restrictions they're embarrassed about, and some are just nervous. It's not your job to interrogate them.
Great point. Speaking of dietary restrictions, this is another area where people make mistakes. Let's say your guest mentions they're vegetarian, and you say,
"Oh, but you eat chicken, right? That's not real meat."
"Oh no, learners, this happens more often than you'd think." Here's the thing. If someone tells you they have a dietary restriction, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, lactose intolerant, allergic to something, believe them. Don't question it, don't test them, don't try to convince them otherwise.
And here's what makes it worse. Saying things like, "But this is just a little bit of meat. You can pick it out. Are you sure you're allergic? I thought you were on a diet."
These responses are dismissive and potentially dangerous. Food allergies can be life-threatening. Even if someone's just being picky, it's their body and their choice.
The correct response is simple. "Thank you for letting me know. I'll make sure there are options for you." Or, "No problem at all. I'll keep that in mind.
Now let's talk about the bathroom situation, because this is where things get awkward in a different way.
Oh man, yes. So you're hosting guests, someone needs to use the bathroom, they ask, and you say, "It's upstairs, second door on the left, but sorry it's a mess, I didn't have time to clean."
Why is this bad, Johnny?
Because now I'm self-conscious about using your bathroom. I'm going to spend the whole time thinking, how messy is it? And I'm going to feel like I'm judging your housekeeping.
Exactly. Here's a better approach. Just give clear directions. It's upstairs, second door on the left. Help yourself. Simple, confident, no apologies needed.
And here's a related mistake from the guest side. Don't comment on the bathroom. Don't say, "Wow, you have a lot of products in here," or "interesting tile choice," or anything that makes them feel like you're inspecting their private space.
Unless it's a genuine compliment, like, "I love that soap smell," or "Your towels are so soft." Keep it light and positive, or say nothing at all.
All right, let's tackle the goodbye situation because this is where many interactions go wrong.
Oh, yes, the dreaded extended goodbye. You know when guests are leaving and someone says,
"Well, don't let us keep you," or "I'm sure you have better things to do."
"Shake my head." These phrases, while trying to be polite, actually sound like you're pushing them out the door. It implies they're busy and you're a burden on their time.
Even if that's true, even if they do have things to do, saying it makes the whole visit feel like an obligation rather than a pleasure.
Better phrases for wrapping up: "Thank you so much for coming. This was wonderful. I'm so glad we got to do this. We should definitely do this again soon."
These focus on the positive experience you shared, not on ending it or suggesting they have better places to be.
And from the guest perspective, don't overstay. Watch for cues that it's time to go. The host starts cleaning up, they mention an early morning, or they seem tired. When you sense it's time, say something like, "Well, we should let you get to your evening. Thank you so much for having us."
Now, here's a funny one that actually happened to me. I had a friend over, and as they were leaving, they said, "Thanks for having me. Sorry for bothering you."
Oh no, why is "sorry for bothering you" problematic?
Because it reframes the entire visit as a burden. I invited them over. It wasn't a bother, but now they've made me feel obliged to say, "Oh, you didn't bother me at all." And it's just awkward.
Instead, just say, "Thank you for having me," or "Thank you for a lovely evening." Express gratitude without apologizing for your existence.
This is actually a bigger pattern in English communication that learners need to understand. We call it over-apologizing. Some cultures teach people to be very humble and apologetic, but in English-speaking contexts, constantly saying sorry can actually undermine your confidence and make people uncomfortable.
Right. Apologize when you've done something wrong, spilled something, arrived very late, broken something. But don't apologize for existing, for being invited, or for normal social interaction.
Let's talk about one more major mistake area: conversations during the visit. Sarah, what's a topic people should avoid?
Oh, there are several. Politics and religion are the obvious ones. Unless you know for sure that you agree, these topics can create tension quickly.
But there are subtler ones too. For example, don't comment on someone's body or weight, even if you think it's a compliment. Saying, "You've lost weight, you look so much better," implies they looked bad before.
Or, "You've gained weight, you look healthier," which implies they looked sick before. Bodies are just off limits for comment unless someone specifically asks for your opinion.
Another one, don't interrogate your guests about their personal lives, especially sensitive topics. Questions like, "Why aren't you married yet?" Or "When are you having kids?" Or "Why did you break up with your partner?" are invasive.
Even questions that seem innocent can be loaded. "What do you do for work?" can be awkward if someone recently lost their job. "Where do you live?" can be sensitive if someone's housing situation is unstable.
So, how do you make conversation without stepping on landmines?
Great question. Use what we call open-ended, safe topics. Things like, "Have you seen any good movies lately?" Read any interesting books? Any fun plans for the weekend? How do you spend your free time?
These questions give people the freedom to share as much or as little as they want. They can talk about hobbies, interests, or just casual activities without having to reveal anything too personal.
And here's a pro tip. Follow the person's lead. If they bring up something personal, you can ask gentle follow-up questions. If they keep things surface level, respect that boundary.
Now let's address something that many English learners worry about. What if you make a mistake? What if you accidentally say something wrong?
This is so important. First, remember that native speakers make these mistakes too. We're not perfect. Second, if you realize you've said something awkward, you can absolutely acknowledge it.
Yeah, you can say, "Oh, that came out wrong. What I meant to say was," or "I apologize, that wasn't the right way to phrase it." People appreciate the self-awareness and the effort to correct it.
And honestly, most people are forgiving, especially if they know you're learning English. The fact that you're trying, that you're hosting or accepting invitations despite language barriers shows courage and effort.
Exactly. And here's the beautiful thing about these social skills. They improve with practice. Every time you host, every time you're a guest, you learn a little more about the unspoken rules and cultural expectations.
One final principle we want to leave you with. The golden rule of hosting and being a guest is to make others feel comfortable. Everything we've talked about today comes back to this core idea.
When you're the host, your job is to make guests feel welcome, valued, and at ease. When you're the guest, your job is to be appreciative, respectful, and easygoing.
If you keep that principle in mind, even if you make small linguistic mistakes, your good intentions will shine through.
So let's recap what we've covered today. We talked about what not to say when guests arrive, how to accept gifts gracefully, how to compliment someone's home appropriately, navigating food situations diplomatically, handling bathroom questions without awkwardness, and saying goodbye positively.
We also covered conversation topics to avoid, how to recover from mistakes, and the overarching principle of making others comfortable. These skills apply whether you're hosting international colleagues, new friends from your English class, or even native English speakers.
Remember, learning English isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about understanding the cultural context and social norms that shape how we communicate.
And if you found this lesson helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to Native Speakers, and turn on notifications so you never miss our videos. We create practical, real-world English lessons like this every week.
Drop a comment below with your most embarrassing hosting or guest moment. We'd love to hear your stories. And let us know what topics you want us to cover next.
Remember, every mistake is a learning opportunity. Don't be afraid to practice these skills in real life. The more you interact with English speakers in social situations, the more natural it becomes.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep being awesome.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.